Before I move away from template strings in JavaScript, there's one more thing I want to show you about template strings. And these are the concept of tagged templates. So let's do an example. Let's see exactly what that gets us. So imagine that we have some value, 1, and let's call that, well, let's have that contain the string Michael. And we'll do the same thing with value 2, and we'll have that contain Jordan, the string Jordan. So imagine that now we're going to have some result that's going to have a template string, but the template string, it's going to use a tagged template. So let's call that, say, hello. What does that mean? Well, that's going to be a function that we're going to create in 1 second. But imagine here that we're going to say hello, and let's just say value 1 and value 2, something like this. So now we know we have to create this function called say hello. So we'll do that up here. We'll say function say hello. It's going to look like this. What is that going to do? Well, we know it's going to take some part of of this, right, which is going to be called a string, and then there's going to be another part of the function, or another parameter that's going to this function is going to accept, and it's going to be the values, like value 1 and value 2. So let's call it the string, and let's call it the values, right? So the values, we know it could be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, so it could be more than, it could be many. So we need the spread operator. So look for the spread operator if you're not familiar with this, right? I'll have a video about that. But that's exactly what it'll do. And just to prove it to you, let's just do a console log of each, and we'll see that when we print string, it's going to print out everything. It's going to be an array of everything related to the string. Well, what string? Well, this, right? It's going to be this is one string, then it's going to be an empty space, and then it's going to be an empty space. So there's going to be 3 different elements or items in this array called string, and then there's going to be 2 values in this array called values. And this could be whatever we want. We can call it apple and pear. Doesn't matter. I'm just doing this so that it's simple for us to understand what's happening. There's going to be a part of the string, then there's going to be part of the values, right, that are going to come through. And if we print this, by the way, we could do also return, well, we could do something like this too. Oops. It should be something like console.log. We'll print result, and this is not going to do anything just yet. Why? Because it's not going to have anything returned yet, so it's going to be undefined. But just for our demo purposes, let's run that. Let's see what happens. Well, we'll see undefined because we're not returning anything, but look at the string array, which is hello with a comma, then an empty string or a blank string, and then a no space, right? No empty. And then we have the values, right? An array with Michael and an element for Jordan. So 2 different elements here. So that's exactly what we get with strings and values, which is really, really neat. But now you can see the power of this. What's the power? That we can pass over to this tagged template some values and some string, and then we can manipulate that however we want. So maybe we can just return, I don't need this anymore. But maybe what we can do is we can just return a template string itself, and let's call it, let's just say, hey, print out string, the first element, but since this is a template string, we need to do the $sign and the curly braces, right? And then we can say, so that's going to say hello, comma, and then we can say space, let's go ahead and print the value or values for Michael, and then we're going to do a space, and it's going to be 1 for Jordan, Michael Jordan. And then we can just say exclamation point. And then when we console log the result, we should get something that's a little bit better for us instead of undefined. Let's clear this, run this again. We'll see that we say hello, Michael Jordan, and that's a little bit more like it. So it's really customizable. We can do many different things. Maybe this is what we need instead, so we get something like hello Michael Jordan, and you get the idea. Super powerful. Maybe you have one for hello now, but maybe you can say goodbye. Maybe you can say good morning, maybe you can say good night. In any way, just something to throw to your tool belt when we're thinking about template strings in JavaScript. I hope this was helpful.